Morning, teachers. Welcome to Quizalize. My name is Miss Jaisabel Tubigon, your guest speaker or your resource speaker rather this morning, and together with me is my partner.
I am Miss April, your resource speaker for this morning or for this session also.
And we will be talking today one digital assessment application. So sit back and relax. So before we will have to discuss what the world of Quizalize, let us watch first this video presentation. Choose from thousands of interactive quizzes covering all school subjects and aligned to your state standards, including content from top curriculum providers, and quickly and easily create your own quizzes. Focus on exactly what you're teaching. Students can answer on computers, tablets, and smartphones on any kind. There are now applications to install. The students complete questions, they score points for their team, turning tests into fun activities. Several classroom game show websites exist, but what sets Quizalize apart is the data. Teachers can see who needs help while students are still taking the quiz, and they can see details on how students answered each question. When creating the quiz, teachers can add categories to make data analysis more efficient and meaningful, and add answer explanation to provide students with context. As with Kahoot, scores are based on how quickly students answers question, so the highest score earner may not have the most correct answers. Pre-made quizzes are browsable by content area in the marketplace or by standard.
So now, click Teachers Try Now, it's free. And it should take you to a screen where you can sign up for a Quizalize account. If you already have an account, you can just log in here directly. Also notice, if you have a Google account, you can just sign up using it with no hassle. Now that I'm signed in, I can either grab a quiz made by another teacher just by browsing the resources. You can see the different topics that people that have made games for down here. Notice that most of them are free, but a few teachers are charging for the games that they've made in Quizalize. Or you can also search here in the other side and see what's available. If there's one you are interested in, click on it. In many cases, you can edit the questions and then you can give it to your class or assign it to your class. There are hundreds of thousands of tagged quizzes, videos, PDFs, and web links created and shared by other teachers in Quizalize already. But you can also create your own quiz. Put a title for your quiz. What is the quiz all about? Choose a topic or type a topic. If you want to, you can upload an icon to represent your game, and then start by adding questions. Click to add a new question. Choose the best question type for your daily topic. Type in your question. Put the correct answer, and you can also input incorrect answers. Select the length of time students must answer the questions. If done with the needed questions, click Save to My Library and click OK. You will then be directed to your main library where your quizzes and other resources are saved. You are now ready to do a fun and exciting classroom game online.
Start using Quizalize today and unlock the superpowers to personalize your teaching to every student. Again, welcome to Quizalize teachers. So today, at the end of this session, participants will be able to define Quizalize, explain the advantages and disadvantages of the platform, discuss the different uses of the platform, and lastly, to navigate the platform. Now let's define what Quizalize is. Quizalize is a gamified formative assessment application that provides a fun and engaging way for teachers to collect real-time data on students' progress and easily personalize learning. This quiz game is similar to Kahoot, Quizlet, and Quiz's game. The interface of Quizalize application is straightforward, transparent, and user-friendly. This Quizalize application is just the same with Kahoot, Quizlet, and Quiz games, wherein you can have or you can get a lot of sample quizzes. It could either be on a multiple, on other types of quizzes available po siya sa Quizalize. And what's good for Quizalize is that you can choose what type of quiz are you going to give to your students. Say, for example, you can have it through groupings or by individual. If you will have it through groupings, then we will have to run through with that later on. And then for individual, that is self-paced, student versus the computer. Let's talk about the advantages of Quizalize. First is there are many available quizzes ready to share for free. Even the teacher can make his or her own quizzes for free also. So same with Kahoot, Quizlet, and Quizzes. There are also a lot of available quizzes online. And for Quizalize lang is that if you will have it or if you will subscribe on the premium base for Quizalize, it only costs at least 80 pesos per month and you will be billed per year. And that is not much of it, Bangpod. And then you will have a lot of access. So with that 80 pesos, you will have a lot of access to all the quizzes that are presented or available on that specific digital tools. On the other hand, also, they Quizalize today are offering raffle draws. So if you're going to open an account for Quizalize for free, so you have only to make at least five quizzes or any types of quizzes, and then you whenever other teachers will have to make use of your quizzes, then that would be an entry for a raffle draw. And maybe you will be fortunate enough to be drawn during the raffle draw to win the 10,000 pesos. So it's up to you if you will have to subscribe it or not, but there are also free accounts for Quizalize. Teachers' second advantage is that teachers are able to see scores immediately. They will see a list of which students did well and which needs assistance. This is the good thing about Quizalize, because by the time that you will have to give the quizzes, automatically you can get or you can see all the scores of your students. And also unlike Quiz Kahoot and Quizlet, if the teacher will not open the platform, then students cannot open that specific quiz. But for Quizalize, if student has this URL or the code, or either the code itself, then they can really access every time the Quizalize quiz that you had prepared for them. And also teachers can monitor who are those students who needs help, and teachers also can assess the level of difficulty of the quizzes that he has given to the students. Number three advantage is that differentiate activities based on their performances, because you can track on your students' performances, and at the same time you can really see your students, those students who needs help, how is he doing in that type of quiz. Another advantage of Quizalize is that teachers can track each student's progress. That is what I've been talking a while back. You can also view personalized data reports. It's not just the overall reports, but in Quizalize, gi-individualize na niya ang reports of every student. Say for example, for that specific class of yours, you have 5 quizzes na prepare. So in every quizzes that you have prepared, the reports are disaggregate na siya individually per students. Quizalize is interesting and make learning easier and funnier because of the games that you can give to your students, because other platforms wala aning gina-feature sa Quizalize. And of course, Quizalize is just very easy to set up. You are just going to make use of your Google accounts, just sign in, and eventually create your own account for Quizalize. After knowing those advantages, let's move on to the disadvantages of Quizalize. The first disadvantage of Quizalize is that it has limited types of question where teacher cannot write open-ended questions or open-ended answers to every questions, because this is just for free. But if you will have to subscribe on a premium base rather, then you will have to have an open access for all the quizzes on Quizalize. Second, premium subscription is not free, so progress tracking will not be available. Again, if you will subscribe, then you can track those progress of your, or the performances of your students. And for free subscription, for free setting up of Quizalize, ang mahitabo for free is that you are only allowed to make at least three classes, three courses using Quizalize, and in every courses you are only allowed to make 5 activities. So kana siya kung free account inyong gamiton for Quizalize. But again, for premium, if you will subscribe, then you will have the access to everything. Number 3 disadvantage is that student code sometimes is erroneous or unresponsive. Maybe because of the internet connectivity, or maybe because there is some technical errors nga nahitabo on the platform itself. We made some the practice me with my partner, and there is sometimes an erroneous or unresponsive student code nga mahitabo if students, or and then students can eventually made some feedbacks nga, miss, I cannot access that specific type of quiz because of the code. So the teacher will have to do something para ma-access a student ang code. Next, cannot print reports with the free version. So you can only keep track using your own computer, the reports or the scores given, or results from the quizzes of your students, and then just take down everything on your notes. And you cannot print them because that is just a free version of your of Quizalize. Then lastly, there are only limited to only 3 classes ang Quizalize. And in every 3 classes, taglima ra pud ka activities ang imuhang mabuhat if for free Quizalize subscription lang ka. Now let's proceed to how to use Quizalize. So these are the following steps that you will have to do for you to make use or to tour the world of Quizalize. First is we will have to create an account for free that is being shown in the video a while back. Second one is to fill out all those necessary fields for you to set up everything for Quizalize for your teacher account, Quizalize account. Third is once account has been created, you can either choose any topic you want to search, or you can either create a lot of quizzes or at least 5 quizzes for every course that you had created. Number 4 is to create quizzes and assessment. We can also we can also play it live, and lastly to play the quiz in a gamified way. So to tour or to give you some demonstration on how to use Quizalize, I'll now turn the virtual floor to Miss Aprilyn Alisna.
So good morning, teachers, and thank you so much, Ma'am Jaisabel. So for this morning, I will be presenting to you. I hope that you are already familiar with the steps and how to use Quizalize, because I will be navigating the Quizalize platform. So to start with, let me share first my screen. Okay, so you can navigate the platform with me by following my instructions. So first, let us have the new tab in our browser. So in your URL address, you key in there www.quizalize.com. Then you will be directed to the Quizalize platform. So as you can observe, there is an icon there, Teachers Try Now, it's free. So you can click that one. Then if ever you don't have any account in Quizalize, you have the option to sign up using your Google account, or you can use your Microsoft Office account. And of course, the good thing in Quizalize, if you are using Google Classroom, is you can directly sign up using your Google Classroom. So since for demonstration purposes, I already have my account, so I can directly log in Quizalize using my LSU Gmail account. So once you enter in the homepage of Quizalize, you will be directed there. If you want to subscribe for the premium account of Quizalize, you need to pay 80 pesos per teacher per month, but the billing is annually. So that's 80 multiplied by 12 months. So that will be your billing for 1 year. So much for that. As you can observe in the resources part in your homepage, if ever in the setup of your Quizalize account, it is based on what subject you are handling. So let's say, for example, you are a math teacher, a science teacher, an English teacher, and for your TDOA, medyo busy yung schedule mo, you can just search in with the different topics that the different subscribers created. So you can have quizzes. So you have their mga quizzes, different ready-made quizzes. You can choose there. You can also access PDF files for discussions or any other quizzes also that is in a PDF file. And you can also search in video links, like videos coming from YouTube with the different topics as well. So medyo may videos na rin for in the Quizalize resources. And of course, lastly, we also have web links. So web links from Google Drive created by the different um, subscribers in Quizalize. So for web links, different web links like Google Forms, we have Google Drive. So you can search in the resources, the different topics that you want to search if you wish to use the ready-made na mga resources. So for this morning, since our session is all about digital assessments, so I will teach you on how to navigate in creating quiz. So you just click here, the Create tab button, and you will be directed to the different options. First is you can create assessments by creating new quiz. And secondly, you can create learning resources by uploading PDF, uploading YouTube video, and uploading web links. So for now, let's create new quiz. So just click the icon, create new quiz. Okay, so once you click create new quiz, you can now see the quiz editor where you can finally add your quiz title, questions, and answers, or you can also align your quiz to a standard or topic, or if you already have a topic na naka-upload sa classes mo, you can just align to previous. Just click align to previous. So in this quiz editor, as you can observe, there is an option here, import from spreadsheet or import from Quizlet. So meaning, if you created your quizzes ahead of time using the Excel spreadsheet, you can directly import it to Quizalize. And secondly, if you are using a Quizlet platform, so that is another platform, the same with Quizalize, you can just import it also from Quizlet. So automatically, if you click that one, your ready-made questions or ready-made quizzes will be uploaded directly to Quizalize. So now let's have first the quiz title. So let's say, for example, we are to create quiz entitled Trivia Questions. Okay. So as you can observe, we have here upload image. So in this icon, you can upload different images that is related to your quiz. So let's say, for example, you can upload there mga since trivia naman, so you can upload pictures na may mga question marks or anything. So later on, I have a ready-made naman kasi na quizzes for trivia questions for playing it live in class. So let's have, if you wish to add a new question, just click add a new question. And then you will be directed to this quiz editor. So there are different question type that is given to the free subscription of Quizalize. We have multiple choice, type and answer, in which it is not an open-ended question na you can the students can key in their answers na medyo essay, hindi siya pwede. So, when we say type an answer, it's just a one-word answer or one-phrase answers. Then, scrambled letters, you can also make this question type in Quizalize, true or false, categories, linking, ordering, jumbled words, and weighted. So for demonstration, let's have the multiple choice. So after indicating what question type you will be using, you will then ask to key in your question. So let's say, for example, our question is, since this is a trivia question, trivia quiz, so in a website, browser, address bar, say for example, what does www stand for? So let's say for example, that's our question. So next thing that you will do is you can write the correct answer first. So the correct answer is World Wide Web. Then different incorrect answers. Then wide. Let's say, for example, let's just make the life of the student difficult. So let's have wide world web. Next option is we have web world wide. The next is worldwide, world web wide. Okay, for example, that those are the incorrect answers. So in this option, in your correct answer, you can also upload an image with regards or related to the option that you gave to the student. So pwede kang mag-upload ng pictures, or you can also have an image directly as an option to your students in the multiple choice question. And you can write here the explanation why is it that the answer is World Wide Web. And subtopic here is as what Miss Jezabel discussed earlier about the results. The purpose of having the subtopic is to say, for example, in mathematics, there are different topics, di ba? So for mathematics, say for example, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. So those are subtopics. So let's say for example, in this quiz, you are making multiplication. So all multiplication quizzes will be in the results will be what do you call that? You will be accumulated in the result, and you can see that who are the students who needs help in multiplication and who are the students who needs help in subtraction subtopic. So the results will be categorized depending on the subtopic you key in here in this quiz, in every quiz that you will have. So after you key in the questions, you will be asked how many minutes or how many seconds will you give to the student in answering this question. So let's say, for example, 30 seconds only. So after setting up your question, you can directly save to my library and click OK. So once saved, you can add additional question, and let's say for example, tapos na yun, you only have 5 questions na for our trivia questions. Once you click the save to my library, you will be directed to your library. In this my library, nandito lahat ng quizzes that you made for your classes. So as what Ma'am Jezabel mentioned earlier also, you are only allowed with 3 classes, and with each classes, 5 quizzes or 5 activities will be allowed to be uploaded or to be created if free subscription. So the tip here, technique, if ever you want to publicize or to create Quizalize quizzes more than 5. So you just delete the previous na lang, previous quizzes if ever you will not be subscribing the premium account. So just like quiz is, medyo limited lang naman yung making of activities. So you can just delete the activities previously na you are already done recording the scores. So to utilize the 5 activities. So for this morning, since we are done discussing how to create a new quiz, let me show you an example on how to play it live during teacher-directed online activities. So let's say, for example, I have here the quiz, trivia. The title of the quiz is trivia. So in this option here on the left side, you can see there, start a class game or give us homework. So if you wish to give the activity for if you wish to give the activity as an assignment, you can just click give us homework, or if you wish to play the activity via Google Meet, you can just click start a class game. So once you click the start a class game, you will be directed to the activity settings. So this one, you will be asked to set up your activity. So if you want to play it in class, assign as homework or assign as an exam. So if you set up this one, you can put in the assigned homework the starting of the activity, the end of the activity, and the different settings. So for demonstration purposes, let's have play it in class. So I have here use music and sounds, show timer for each question. Then how many attempts do you wish to give to the students? So we have here the options from 10 attempts or unlimited attempts. So let's say, for example, in this quiz, I will just give you 2 attempts. And the number of questions will be answer. How many number of questions will you require the student to answer? So once you are ready in your activity, you can just click assign activity. So after clicking assign activity, if you are in a premium subscription, you can choose the different options here. So medyo these options are all about the follow-up. For example, you will give the activity to the students via homework lang. So after they answer your quiz, then they will get lower scores. There is a follow-up quizzes. You can just set up here. So let's say, for example, if over 5, the student will get 1 over 5. So you can give follow-up quizzes, follow-up resources to the student with that certain topic. And remember, it will only be available if you subscribe to Quizalize. So for now, since we are using free account, skip for now muna tayo. So once you skip that option, you will now have the option again to choose if you want to play it in a leaderboard way or play the quiz team versus team. So in play leaderboard, just like in quiz is, if you are using quiz is, as you can observe, if you are to click instructor face presentation in quiz is, the teacher has the control of the questions, di ba? That's for quiz is. But in Quizalize, using the play leaderboard, the student will have the control of the questions. Meaning, sila po yung mag-next ng next ng next ng questions. So the work of the teacher during the play live quiz is just to check the result of the student. So later on, we will see that one. So for play team versus team, so the Quizalize account will divide the students into 2 and they will be having a competition against each other. So for now, let's have play leaderboard. So before we click the play leaderboard, as you can observe here, there are different options. So, di ba? We have here who needs help, what they need help with, differentiation, improvements, and the results, and the subtopics. So for this option, this is all about the results of the quiz. So let's start by clicking play leaderboard. So now, Ma'am Jezabel and the other participants, I encourage you to participate in our quiz this morning or in our activity to answer the trivia question. So to access this activity, students go to zzi.sh and after clicking zzi.sh, you can insert or copy the class code. Then you will be asked to create your nickname and wait for the quiz. So Ma'am Jezabel, um, may I ask you to be my student, my first-hand student for demonstration for our quiz this morning. So, and I will ask Ma'am Jezabel to present her browser in order for you to check if what will be the homepage of the student if they are to use the Quizalize.
And by the way, if you are to create a class, so all throughout the duration of your activities, let's say for example, you're only allowed with 3 classes, di ba? With 5 activities. All 5 activities in that number one class will have the same class code. So, same lang yung class code.
Okay, for students, Windows, this is what it will look like. So since I already had my account for this class, my name is Jessa. My nickname rather is Jessa on this student view. So I'll only have to click Jessa for me to be directed to the quiz of Miss Aprilyn. So this is how it will look like. These are the quizzes that Miss Aprilyn had created on my class, on her class. So I'll have to click the start button for me to start the trivia questions, to answer the trivia questions. So say for examples, I'll have to click and after completing the 5 questions prepared by Miss Aprilyn, so this is what it will look like on your screen as a student. So I'll have to click save and finish in order for the teacher to see the scores of the student. So as you can notice, this is, if you will have to scroll down, under completed activities, the trivia that I had answered, na balhin siya sa ubos. So that would be all for the students' part in taking the quiz.
So now let's have the interface when it comes to the teacher side. So basically, this platform will only give the teacher, or the platform will only indicates the results of the students. So most probably, we suggest that you will use the platform in your simultaneous quizzes, or let's say for example, you are having a live quiz within 30 minutes in your TDOA. So pwede siya. Basta simultaneous. So compared with quiz is, di ba, when you click instructor face, so from time to time, every question, you will be presented with the result. Say, for example, number 1, who is on the top one, number 2, who is on the second spot, third spot, fourth spot. But this time, for Quizalize, you will only see purely the result of your students, like who got the 5 over 5, who got 3 over 5, oh, then 4 over 5, then if ever, di ba, we gave 2 attempts for the quizzes, so we have also the data for second attempt. So as you can observe, yes, same with Nearpad. So thank you so much, Miss Emmy. So as you can observe also earlier in the part of the student, you can see, they can see the different activities that you created. But we have an observation when we had a practice in our session last time. If you are to create a quiz, like you say, for example, the schedule of your class is 8:20, and you just created a quiz for 8 o'clock, baka ha, you created a quiz, new quiz, 8 o'clock. then you will be publicize that one in your class in Quizalize. The tendency is if you are to create a quiz na agad-agad is the student cannot see directly your quiz. So there is a 3 minutes interval before the student can see your quiz. So we had that one. Let's say, for example, 8:20 is the schedule of your class, and for 8:15, you search for a certain quiz via Quizalize resources. Then by the time that you play or start a class game, tapos the student copy the code and enter the platform. So the student cannot see directly your quiz, your recent quizzes. So naatay 3 minutes interval before the student can see your quizzes. So that's the disadvantage that we observe also. So that's why we advise that if you are to create a quiz in Quizalize, you create it in advance, like a day ago or how many 1 hour ago or 2 hours, so that the students can directly see your quiz. Now, so these are the results of the students who answered the activity entitled Trivia. So now for checking student results and insights, you can see the, say for example, 8:20 to 8:50 is the schedule of your simultaneous quiz. So after 8:50, that's the time that you can check the results. So who needs help? You can just assess who needs help for a certain question. What are the questions that the students had difficult answering and everything. So how will you navigate that one in Quizalize? So let me close this one. So the results, there is a summary of the results for the quiz that we had earlier. So how will you navigate that one? So in the home page, there is a navigation here entitled Activities. So, di ba, nandito sa left side, we have my first class, activities, mastery, grade book, members. To see the results of the previous quizzes, so you just click activities. So after clicking the activities, you will be directed to the different quizzes that you had during how many days? Mga 1 day ago. Na pa yung mga data. But the previous na mga like days ago, 2 days ago, you cannot see the results because the Quizalize platform will ask you upgrade to view. So magbilling og subscription si Quizalize. So since we had the quiz entitled Trivia earlier, and as you can observe in the activities, by clicking activities, you have there analyze 13 results because we had 13 participants earlier. So when you click analyze 13 results, so by clicking analyze 13 results, now the icon that I presented earlier before the quiz is now giving you data with regards to students who needs help, or what are the questions that they need help with, and so on and so forth. So we have there the results table, improvements, differentiation, but the features of this checking results is limited only to these two options or two results. So for this one, first, who needs help? So as we all know, teachers, we are trying our best to assess our students. Who are those students who needs help in a certain subtopic? So let's say for example, mathematics. So sino yung students who is low in subtraction, addition, multiplication? So you can just click show me. So when you click show me, you will be the Quizalize platform will give you the data that you need, or who are the students who are strong, meaning when you say strong, na perfect yung quiz. So we have here Amparo, Anyong, Mayhem, Ren, Art, Edtech, Sally, Isay, Meow, Kem. So these are the students who got 5 points. And almost there is those students who got 4, 3, or below 5 score. And no data, you can also see who are those students who was um, medyo having difficulty in the platform or experience technical difficulties, experience power interruptions because there is no data. Maybe they just entered the platform but they did not answer the quiz itself. So Quizalize will give you those data. So in this, as you can observe also, we have here settings for who needs help. So the settings will give you an option or to show everyone's strongest attempt, show first attempt for everyone, or show last attempt for everyone. So for show first attempt, this is the data same with the show everyone's strongest attempt. And now, show last attempt for everyone, you will see for the second attempt, sino yung perfect score. So you can differentiate now for the first attempt and for the second attempt. For those who needs help na no data, when she had or he had his second attempt, may data na ba? Sadly, for Mer, no data still for the second attempt. So that's for who needs help. So that is the advantage of Quizalize compared to the other platform. Because of the checking student results and insights. So another is what are the questions that they need help with. So what they need help with, what is the part of your activity na medyo naglisod si students. So you just click again, show me, then the Quizalize platform will give you the data about each question. So for the first question, so you can click show student names to get sino yung nag-answer ng correct answers, incorrect answers, and so on and so forth. So that is what they need help with. So if ever in the data given each question, there are questions na mas taas ang incorrect kaysa sa correct answers, that's the time that you can discuss again the question to your class. So let's say, for example, this one, number 2 questions. A question, what kind of animal was Abu in Aladdin? So, example, ang nag-answer og lion kay 8 ka buok. So that's the time that you can follow up. You can have follow-up discussions to your students. So Quizalize will give you that data. What question that needs follow-up discussion. So ana na siya. So we have here the different data, the 5 questions na data. So if you wish to just see the data itself without the names of your students, so just uncheck show student names. So this is better for simultaneous quizzes, or you can give mga short quizzes to your students that you need immediate feedbacking. Pwede na siya na platform. And another thing here is the improvements. So in the improvement parts or improvement dashboard, it shows you the improvements made by your class between different attempts of the same quiz or between 2 different quizzes. So let's say, for example, you have quizzes that has the same subtopics. So in the improvements result, you can Quizalize will be the one to accumulate the scores of the students and compare the results of your students. If nag-improve ba siya during his first quiz or wala siya nag-improve during his second quiz. So you just click again, show me, and you will then, Quizalize will then give you the result. So in this result, improvements over multiple tries. So we have 2 attempts man earlier. So she will then, the platform will then compare the result of the student. So let's say for example, kay Anyong first attempt 80% lang for second attempt 100% na si Anyong. So meaning ni-increase og 20% by the time na nag-second attempt si Anyong. So for um, Jessa only played once and the other student as well. So that's it for improvements over multiple tries. You can also compare with another quiz. So you just set up what quiz do you wish to compare. So from your recent quiz, compare to your previous quiz, say for example, this one, but since we don't have any data man, dili maka-compare si Quizalize. But good thing here is if you have first quiz with the same subtopic, you can just click here, choose here what is the name of that certain quiz. Then Quizalize will then be analyzing the results, and Quizalize will help you if the student improve ba sa imuhang quiz or wala na improve sa quiz per topic. So in this one, I cannot present to you the comparison because we only have one quiz. So that's it. So that's another advantage of Quizalize compared to the other platform. So another is we also, aside from who needs help, what question they need help with, the improvements, we also have the results table. So in the results table, it is just literally the table of the results in which in each question, the platform will give you what question si student na wrong or what question si student naka-correct. So say this is the data same with quiz is na when you are done with the quiz, you will be downloading the result via quiz is. So same gyapon siya og data. So in this data also, you can see how many attempts this certain student attempted to answer the quiz. Then we also have the names of the student, the scores, and what is the result of the student in each question. Okay, for no results, because earlier, as we can observe, no data si Amparo, si Mer, and She. So there are different attempts here. And that is for the results table. And lastly, for the subtopics. So diba, as I mentioned earlier or in Ma'am J's presentation earlier, if you, in the data, if you are to have a subtopics, since we don't have any subtopics for our quizman earlier, but I will just tell you what is subtopics dashboard all about. It organizes students' performance according to the subtopics or skills you tagged to the questions, if any. So hover over the colored bars and your student's name will appear on each. So it is somewhat like an accumulation of the score of the quizzes you created in a certain subtopics. And remember that in a certain quiz, you can tag different subtopics. So let's say, for example, for your first quiz, you have 5 subtopics for addition, then 5 subtopics for subtraction, and you created another quiz or second quiz and with the same content, 5 addition and 5 subtraction. For the subtopics results, when you click show me, Quizalize will give you a data that will compare the score of the student with the same subtopics. So that is um, the advantage of using Quizalize. So the good thing here is the analyzation of the results because the platform itself will give you the data. So medyo dili na ka magtagsa-tagsa sa mga results, then identify who are those students who needs help. So that's all about checking results and insights in Quizalize. Ma'am Jace?
Okay, Miss.
Ay, by the way, I forgot to present the scoring. Okay, so for the scoring system of Quizalize, they will base it on the stars that the students will receive. So sorry, Ma'am Jace. Short lang. So first is, if the answer is wrong, the score given is 0 points. So as you can observe in the quiz earlier, di ba, the Quizalize platform will give the student 200 points, 600 points, 100 points. So if the answer is wrong, automatically the student will receive 0 points. And the minimum score for a correct answer is 10 points. So the scoring will be 0 or 10 points. And the maximum score possible is 200 points. But the time duration is defined when creating the quiz, di ba, earlier. So 30 seconds, 5 seconds, 1 minute. But when the question is displayed, a grace period of 2 seconds is allocated before the score starts to decrease. So by the time that the student will answer the question, may 2 minutes, 2 seconds grace period pa si student before the time will start na giset sa teacher. And the score will decrease over time until the minimum score is reached because the scoring of Quizalize is based on how active the student answer the question. So the time duration matters when they have the scoring. So, same with quiz is that the scoring system will depend on how many seconds or unsa ka dali mo answer si student. So note that you can remove the timer when you assign a quiz by changing the activity settings. So in this case, students will score 200 points when they answer a question correctly, no matter how long it takes. So if you set up your activity setting na i-uncheck nimo tong timer, so once na i-uncheck si timer, automatically the student will receive 10 points or will be accumulating 200 points regardless of the duration of the time or how prompt the student answer the question if you uncheck the timer. So for the stars, so there will be no stars if they score less than 50% and 1 star if they score 50% and 2 stars if they score 80% and 3 stars if they score 100%. So that is all about the scoring system of Quizalize. Ma'am Jace?
All right. So that is how Quizalize work. We are now ready to entertain any questions or clarifications all about Quizalize. Are there any questions and clarifications? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am Grace, Doc Grace. Hello po, Doc Grace. Do you have any questions po? Okay, there is a question in here. Can we embed the activity in a Canvas page? We haven't tried it yet, embedding the activity in the Canvas page, but I think we can embed the activity in the Canvas page. We will only copy the link provided by the teacher in order for the students to access the link provided by the teacher.
Or for continuation for follow up for that question, sir, am I correct? You can use iframe if ever your concern is the student cannot access the website in the next bitaw na browser, because there are some platforms that when you embed the link in the canvas, once the student will click the link, they will be directed to a new browser. But to minimize that one, you can use iframe generator, and you can just click you just copy the link in the Quizalize, then you paste it using the iframe, then paste it again to the canvas para mas accessible directly si student. On the part of the student also, once they answer the the quiz, they will just answer it in the canvas itself because you use the iframe generator.
All right,
You're welcome.
another question from Mom Grace. Clarification lang, what question type does Quizalize support?
Thank you, Ma'am Grace. So for Quizalize, it supports multiple choice question type. We also have the type and answer, in which the student will just give the word or one phrase lang, not the essay type, not the open-ended question. We also have the jumbled words, scrambled letters, and another thing is we have true or false, and any other question type. I forgot the other. But we have limited question type lang po, Ma'am Grace. Yes, ma'am. There is no option for essay. It's just for types of question na it requires limited answers only. Thank you, Ma'am Grace.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Grace, for your questions and clarifications. Are there any questions from the participants? So since there are no questions, Miss, next slide, please.
We will now have the question for our participants. Okay. Our question to you, dear participants: what are your thoughts or few takeaways from the platform presented? Ma'am Jace, can you call someone to answer our question? Or you can just share your thoughts via chat box na lang.
Sir Jack June said this tool is a very good platform for student data analysis after the assessment. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sir Jack June, for that takeaway. Any takeaways or few thoughts about the topic Quizalize? Let me call in Sir Chris Sibial. Sir Chris, can you share with us your thoughts or few takeaways?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Salamat kayo. O wala kay nakuha ang tanan kay paspaso niya. Gahimo-himo mugod pugo ko gasunod ko ba. Pero ma-compare nako sa quiz is ang akong ginagamit sa una kay quiz is dayon mas advantage ni siya, mas daghang advantage siya. mas kuan kaning mas dali pod ang pag-record sa score kay katong sa una madugay man tong sa quiz is good kay taas bitaw kayo lang tawon nimo ang tanang result din ang pag-record madugay kani mas dali siya. Salamat kayo.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Dr. Dao also said a very good way to encourage active students' engagement. Thank you so much, Doc. Last one from the group, let me call in. As Ma'am Sally also mentioned, this is a question. Are there also available questions for, let us say, marketing courses?
Yes, ma'am. I tried to search now in the resources. Let me share it. Okay, so I search in the resources, marketing, and it will give you different quizzes like principles of marketing, summative test. We have here marketing assessment. You just search, for example, certain topic. You can just search in the search box in the resources part about the topics that you wish to use. We have here videos also about marketing mix, marketing summative short quizzes and summative quiz na ready-made na po. And we also have web links presented here and any other ready-made activities and resources.
Yes po, Ma'am Sally. Actually, you can search anything because this is just connected to Quizlet. Any questions and clarifications? All right, second question, Miss. Next slide, please. Is it almost the same with our data bank, only that it is more interactive? Thank you, Ma'am Sally. So second question, if you will rate the platform from 1 to 10, what will it be and why? All right, let me call in Ma'am Emmy.
Hi everyone, hello.
Hello, Ma'am Emmy.
I would have to rate it 8. Yeah, because I've been using Quizalize. In fact, I am a premium subscriber because kung free, limited akong access. But for premium, I can actually maximize kung saan ako siya paggamit. This is a good way for maghimo bitog item analysis kada exam. So automatic na siyang mo do the work for you. And also it would be best if kita mo'y maghimo sa atong questions because since it is available online, dali ra pod ma-access sa mga bata. But overall, I would have to rate it 8 because personally, I'm using this one, apil ang nearpod, and sa akong pagkaganahan sa iyaan, subscribe you ko premium. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Emmy. So maybe we can also subscribe on this platform for us to explore more about Quizalize. Not just Quizalize, but for those other platforms that we also did experience. Another, someone also, Miss Dessa Montejo said, it has a nice potential for formative assessment. It can really help teachers, especially in monitoring. Exactly, Miss. Thank you for this, Miss Dessa. Yes, sir, Chris.
Ma'am kining sa una kay sige ko gamit og kanang quiz is then karon encourage na po ko magamit aning Quizalize pero ang ako bitaw nakita ma'am tungod kay ang kana sa paghatag nato sa grade ba di ba kay dili man required gud ata ng estudyante nga kinahanglan gud mo apil og tuwa ang naka-discourage man gud ako ni magsige gata og quiz sa kaning online kay dili ra gihapon ta maghatag og special score diha sa online kay ang basihanan katuloy sa Canvas mo na mga ubang mga estudyante kay kinini ang murag maglantaw sila ana nga anyway kung buhaton nako ata ng activity to Canvas mo ra man gihapon na kay mo ra man toy basihanan Manang as of this time, mas mag-focus ko sa ako, mag-discuss na lang ko maayo, mga og insight or pagkahuman learning. Ay labi na kay time consuming po nini ang ani ba maghatag og quiz sa online. Then after all, dili man ay sa mahimong basihanan sa grade sa estudyante kay daghang mga estudyante nga dili na to i-require sa attendance, which is mo ang reality karon sa online. Aka na lang akong nakita nga mo na nga maglimit ko sa akong paghatag og quiz sa through online ning ani di na kaayo. Focus na lang ko sa discussion. Salamat.
Thank you, Sir Chris, for sharing your thoughts about that. It's only up to the teacher lang yun, sir, if he or she will have to include the scores in Quizalize na gihimo in the class record niya. Pero kung dili, you have mentioned, sir, that it is also time consuming. You really have to allot some time to formulate your questions and then make it on and then have it as a quiz or either assignment for your students. Kung time consuming yun kaayo siya. 8/10, Miss Dessa also, yes, Ma'am Tata. Before I'll have to read Miss Dessa's comment. Ma'am Tata.
Yes, dili ba ito ma-question kung muhatag-tag points sa quiz online? Ang katong wala naka-online, dili ba sila mulikramo? Or are we allowed to, do we have the, what is that, teacher's discretion to give points to those who participate in the online quiz? Or maglikramo ang uban and then teachers will be endangered?
That is also, for me, ma'am, actually Quizalize can be accessible by everyone. I know a lot of students, or mostly all students, are having their cellular phones, whether they are offline, online limited, or full online, they can still access. If you will require them to access, you just have to give them the code and then ma-directed man dayon sila sa code. So maybe, or they, kung full offline man gani sila, ma'am, we can require them still to submit the scores through screenshots, or I don't know how are we going to make it, pero for those offline students, dili kanang pwede gihapon sila maka-access sa quizzes even if offline module ang ilahang gipili. And I don't know with the teacher's part kung dili ba ta makuan ana kung some of the students will not answer the quiz on Quizalize tapos ato siyang gihimo nga points. That is just for me, Ma'am Tata.
Okay, thank you, Jess. Maybe we can ask the admin later on.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
For
you.
Ma'am Grace, thank you, Ma'am Tata. For Ma'am Grace, this is a nice tool for both formative and summative assessments. In your experience, do students obtain good scores? Sa amuang experience, Doc Grace, we haven't used yet Quizalize in our classes. We only search for Quizalize because it is our task to discuss another platform, new platform for teachers aside from those platforms that were already discussed during webinars or conferences.
But
For
in
me-
my part also, Ma'am Jace, or Ma'am Grace, I guess the student can obtain good scores as well because same with quiz, since it is the same with Quizizz, then I am using Quizizz in my class. Their feedback is since it is interactive and there is a timer, and the incentive, or it depends on the incentives that you will give to the students. Let's say for example, on my part during TDOA, I will tell the students that if you will get good scores, then you will receive a certain reward like 20 pesos load baka or any other incentives that can motivate the student to answer the assessment as well. And if ever some of the students will not attend my TDOA, so they are not, I will not require them to answer my quiz using Quizalize, but maybe it is for me. I am using Quizizz because it could recall. It could help the student recall a certain topic. So medyo it's just an assessment for me na did the student read the handouts in just 1 week baka ha? Or but the feedback from coming from the student is they obtain good scores because for them the game type of quiz is medyo challenging on their part, especially that we are not in a face-to-face man. So the student is, though they have some of the students experience technical difficulty like they're using their phone, so medyo nahanghang siya, or napoy student na nawala ang internet, but they are trying their best to obtain good scores as well because they want to blend in the learning environment that the teacher is having. So for me, they can obtain good scores as well because they want an interactive way of answering quizzes and everything because for 1 year they are using Canvas for answering quizzes, so medyo nag-strive sila to answer quizzes via different platforms. So that's why they are trying their best to obtain good scores as well. So thank you so much, Ma'am Grace.
Thank you, Ma'am Grace. According to Ma'am Marisol Alho, I will give 8 because the platform requires so much data. Not all students have the same unlimited internet. In fact, the platform seems to have device requirement. This is also true, Ma'am Marisol.
We observe also when we had a practice, if you're using the cell phone, kay medyo muhang gid siya because the platform itself is updating. So it's not polished pag yun. Kay that's why we had in our presentation earlier in the disadvantage, the student code is sometimes unresponsive and erroneous. Kay we advise that when you are using this platform, you use laptops or computers if possible.
All right, time check. It's already 11:49. Miss, next slide, please. So before we will have to leave this room, just a bit of announcement or reminder.
TechZONEd Con 2022 Festival of Learning.
Thank you so much for listening
TechZONEd
to
Con
our
2022
discussion.
is presented to
And
you
have
by
a good day,
LaSalle
everyone.
University's Educational.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Enjoy your lunch break.
Thank you very much, Miss Isabel and Miss April, for sharing about this tool. This is something new. I'm sure most teachers were familiar about quizzes, and I myself has not experienced Quizalize yet. So thank you very much for sharing something new to everybody. Thank you very much, participants, as well, for showing your interest in using the app. I hope that everybody, even knowing the limits of how we can use the app, we are still going to try our best to create our own accounts and at least practice and in the long run, hopefully integrate this into our classes. So right now, we can go directly to our lunch. The links are already shared in our chat. And even in the main call, if you opt to go back to the main call, there are also links given there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. I will be closing the room at exactly 11:51. Happy lunch, everyone. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Thank you, Miss Aprilyn.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss Alex. Thank you.